Hello students, we are dealing with the chapter collection of data, and in continuation with my previous video lesson, today I am going to proceed with the topic uh, methods of collecting primary data in detail. In my last video lesson, as I told you, there are 6 different methods to collect the primary data. So, among those 6 methods, the first method is direct personal investigation method. Now, as the name refer, direct personal investigation, that means here the investigators collect the data by going to the field personally and conducting the inquiry or collecting the information by directly from the respondents by inquiring them. Okay. And this type of method is suitable only when the area is very limited, because at that time only the greater detail can be get, okay, and confidential is also very needed. So, the area of investigation must be limited in this type of investigation, and at that time the investigator will get the original as well as accurate and reliable data from the respondent directly. This method is not suitable for a wide area, because at that time it will be very expensive as well as very time taking, okay, or time consuming. Now, the another important thing about this method is for this type of inquiry we need a trained investigator. Means investigator need a proper training before going to the field or before going for the inquiry. Okay. The person should not be biased in this type of investigation. Okay. So, this is about the direct personal investigation. Next is indirect oral investigation. Here, investigator collecting the information, but not directly from the respondent, from the witnesses or from a third parties, okay, who has witnesses the thing or who has the knowledge about that particular issue. From that person, if the investigator collecting the information, at that time that method is known as indirect oral investigation. Now, this method is suitable when it is a very large area. Okay, it is not possible to move down to to follow the direct personal investigation method, as I have mentioned in the previous type also. So, at that time what investigator can do, investigator can ask a third party or the witnesses about the issue, okay, and get the or can collect the information. The method is very less time taking and less costly as well, and here the method provides indirect information, and thus it lacks little bit of accuracy. It is not accurate than like the data one can collect from the indirect personal investigation method. It is indirect, na, so it lack accuracy. This method also requires witnesses to possess sufficient knowledge, means the witnesses must have proper knowledge regarding the incident or the issue, then only the investigator can get proper data or can collect the proper data from the witness or third party. Okay. Now, the third type of method is information from correspondents. Here some local agents or local correspondents were trained and then employed, or you can say appointed, to collect the information from the residents, and this type of data were being collected by those local agents or correspondents on a time to time basis. Okay, for most of the time this type of data were being collected for newspaper or journals or periodicals. Okay, is suitable. This method is suitable when the area of investigation is very large and continuous information is required. Means, as I said, most of the time this type of method is being applied when the continuous information is required. Maybe is something related to politics, something related to business and all. The method is economical in terms of money and resources as well. Okay. There may be lack of uniformity in the information by the correspondents. Okay, means at the time whatever data you are getting, it may not be uniform all the time, or may not be that accurate like the direct personal investigation method. So, this is all about the information from correspondence. So, next one is telephonic interviews, means as the name refers, through telephonic interview the one can collect the information from the respondents. Okay. Here data collected through an interview over the telephone. This method is suitable only when the person, means the respondent, is having having that phone actually. If the person does not have any phone, so you cannot get the data from that person. It allows data to be collected in a shortened duration, because here the anybody, when the investigator, it may be an enumerator or a local agent or whatever be the person who is the collecting the data, means they do not need to move down to the field and need to collect the data. So, it is very time effective actually, it take very less time compared to other methods, okay, which I have discussed already. The method is economical in terms of money and resource as well. The method can be put into only limited use, because here you can only contact with those people, those who are having this telephone, okay, or connected with this telephone and all. Here you cannot get any visual feedback actually, okay, that is another demerit of the telephonic interview. Next method is mail questionnaire method. Here the investigator send some questionnaire, initially he or she make a questionnaire and send it to the respondent through a mail, and through that they can, means once the respondent reply to that mail by sending all his or her answers, in this way the investigator can collect the data. Under this type of method, the interviewer prepares a questionnaire, as I said, okay, for collecting the information. It is suitable when the respondents are literate. Again, means telephonic interview is still okay. You don't need that much of literate person or educated person, because verbally you can discuss the thing. Okay, but here in case of mail questionnaire method, the person must have a proper mail ID as well as the proper gadget to avail those mails and all. At the same time, the person also need to be educated enough to give the answer, because the person will himself or herself will read out the questions and then he has to or she has to give the answer. So, person needs to be literate as well. Then this method is economical and covers a wide area. It can cover a very wide area within a very short time, and it is not even that costly like the telephonic interview or the other interviews. There may be lack of interest. Okay, this is a demerit of this method. There may be lack of interest and misinterpretation of questions on the part of the respondent as well. At that time, the investigator will not get the proper data or accurate data. Now, question rears filled by the enumerators, that is the another method of collecting the primary data. Here what happened, the questionnaire is being made by the investigator, and he recruit one enumerator, and enumerator personally visits informants and with that questionnaire to collect the data. Okay, means directly investigator is not going to the field. Here enumerator is going to the field and taking those questionnaire with himself or herself and collecting the data. This method requires adequately trained enumerators. At the same time, this method is useful to collect information from a wide area, means it can cover very wide area, because here investigators can recruit many enumerators and they can collect the data for that investigator. The method can provide original and accurate information, because here also enumerator going down to the place or field and directly collecting the data. However, if the enumerators are negligent, okay, that thing you need to keep in mind. If the person is enumerator is very negligent or not properly trained, then there may be a problem, okay. The method requires expenditure on training of enumerators and is likely to be very expensive as well, okay. So these are the different types of or methods of collecting primary data. Now let's see, we have discussed so many times about the questionnaire. So what is this questionnaire or how to construct this questionnaire? Questionnaire is a list of questions prepared by the investigator, so that he or she cannot miss any questions, okay, during the survey or during the inquiry. Here all the possible questions the investigator is listing, okay. The important points about this questionnaire is it must have a covering letter, okay. It must have a decision regarding the questions, means whether the question should be MCQ type or alternative or simple alternative questions, or maybe say simple yes or no type questions will be there or like that. It should not be a large, the questionnaire should not consist a very long answer type question, okay. It will be objective type question. Number of questions, there must be not a very large number of questions, otherwise the respondent will be bored enough or will be not interested to give you the answers, okay. So it should be as small as, means you have to keep the total number of questions as small as possible. Simple and short questions is required. Very complicated, if you give a very complicated question to the respondent, means if you ask him or her, it may happen that the person will feel it is like a examination and all, or maybe get confused, okay. So the question should be very simple and short. Questions requiring calculation should be avoided, means it will take lot of time. So you should avoid those type of question where the respondent need to calculate and all. The personal question should be avoided as well. You should not ask any kind of personal question to the person, okay. Now investigation technique, how many types of investigation techniques are there? There are two types of investigation technique, census method and sampling method, okay. In my next video lesson, I will discuss about the census and sampling method in more detail. For the time being, thank you students.